What is going on, YouTube? Patrick here. It is Wednesday. That means we're going to get into what sold last week. 10 shipments, 11 items sold, about the same as I did the week before as far as total dollars. So, still not quite meeting the goals that I'm looking for, but not bad. Uh, let's get into it. All right. Like I said, 11 items. We had 10 shipments, so it sold two things to one person. The first thing up is this Garmin GSD 22. I have no idea what this item is, you guys. I found it in actually last Saturday's estate sale video. I found it, and it was I had no. I just looked it up. Right? Sorry, I got lost in my thoughts there. I looked it up and decided to buy it because the comps were good, like $80 to $100. I was really anxious for some reason at this estate sale, so I didn't look for the cords. I didn't look for anything else in this area. I just found that, put it in my bag, and said I'm good. Went and paid for it and got home, and looked like the comps were about right, where it's like 80, 100, maybe more with the cords, with other stuff. I had the device, I had no way to test it. Started getting anxious that if I sold it, someone would try to return it, or that they'd say that I sold them a lemon. I just was like, I looked at others that had sold for parts, listed it for about the same price, and it actually sold within a few minutes. So probably could have gotten more. I was into it for about $25. Like, I don't know exactly what they charged me because it was $100 for everything that I had. So didn't really have an individual price on it. So I just made up my own price. So gonna probably make about 20 bucks on it after fees, maybe a little bit less than that even. So not the best, but maybe like $15 in profit. Yeah, it sold quick. It was easy, shipped easy. We'll take it. Item number two. This is a PlayStation 2 video game. Picked this up in the spring at the first church sale that I think maybe even the only church sale we've been to this year. They were basically giving all the video games away. I went through behind somebody who was going and taking all of them as quickly as they could and found a couple good ones. Didn't look any of them up right, and then I ended up walking back inside and paying $1 each for them just because I felt like I needed to make a donation, even if it was just a minimal one. Just I gave them something. And this one ended up selling for I think $10.99 with free shipping, so it's going to be about $7 after that. So $1 into $7 for video games is usually a pretty good deal. All right, item number three. This is going to be
Amber's weird sale of the week.
I actually picked up another one of these this last week, and she asked me like, "Why do you think these keep selling? Like, what is it about this game that people like so much?" And I'm like, "I have no idea." Right? There's a few others out there they're in a similar style that can do okay, but this one for whatever reason still like has been very popular. So I'm happy with it. I think I got this for $4.99 at a thrift store, probably Savers, and turned it into $30. So always enjoy doing that. All right. Item number four. This one's actually
The sale of the week.
this is from the same place as that Garmin thing that I had for item number one. This was marked at $20. It was in the case. I wasn't really sure if this one would be any good or not. Ended up being the 120 gigabyte version, which that's the version you want to get if you can get one, right? Because it's going to have more storage equals more money. I think the 160 is even the most value out of all of these. But right, iPods are one of those things you guys should be looking for. You're gonna find them, right? It's not gonna be something you see all the time, but there's enough of them out there that you're gonna come across them. Probably as we get into the future, then more and more people will be using their phones, streaming services, that kind of stuff. So you're gonna start to see less and less of them, but they're definitely still out there. Still a lot of them out there. And even if they don't work, they can still be worth some money. So definitely just pick them up if you can get them at a reasonable price. This one, like I said, is marked at $20. Sold it for $100, so that paid for everything at that estate sale. So really like that. All right, item number five. This is a Tupperware item. Didn't really don't have much experience with Tupperware. My wife and I, Amber, have been trying to get into it a little bit more. We've seen people have some success with them. And so, right, there's a number on it. Easily looked this thing up. I was at Savers. We looked it up. It looked like it was selling for $20 free shipping. We were like, all right, that was $2, and I think actually it was not marked, so we were hoping it'd be like $2, and I think they charged me $2.49, which that was fine. Wasn't really sure like how much it was gonna actually sell for, as far as like how much it would ship for. So It ended up being about $11 for shipping for this thing, so it wasn't quite as good as I was hoping. I was hoping it would sell for more or ship for like $7, $8, $9, something like that. Not going to complain. Turned $2.50 into $9. It's an easy little flip. Didn't have to do anything for it. Happy with that. All right, item number 6, the other iPod from that same estate sale. This one was actually in the box, so I thought it was going to be primo. I thought it was going to be the best find of the day kind of thing. And it ended up not even really working. Like, I got it to boot one time, but the screen didn't work, the battery wouldn't hold a charge, and then I couldn't get it to boot a second time when I was trying to take pictures of it. So all around, just not a great little device. They wanted, I think, similar to the other one, they wanted 20 bucks for it, and I ended up selling this one for 35. So like I said, this one's not working. It's actually in pretty rough shape. Still had some value there, so definitely would look for this. Right, I paid a little bit more for it than I probably should have, but estate sale, right? Sometimes you gotta just pay up so you can get that bundle deal at the end, which that's what I was doing here. All right, item number 7. This is a Heather item. My friend Heather is moving, and so I've been helping her sell off some of her stuff. Her dad had moved recently, so then we're also trying to get rid of a lot of his stuff. This was in his, and right, I just had to went through all of her different things, looked it up, comped everything out, and came up with a few items that had some value. And so I found a couple of these that had sold. It was pretty interesting. So I was like, it probably will sell like $10, $15, something like that. And I just kind of on a whim, I decided let's put this up higher at $25 and just see if we can get it. I was probably going to accept a best offer in the like $15 range, something like that. But sure enough, within about 24 hours, it sold for full price. I'm not going to complain at all. So since this was a consignment type deal for Heather, what I do is a 40-40-20 rule. 40% goes to me, 40% goes to Heather, and then I take 20% for fees and supplies for shipping, that kind of stuff. So it's going to be $10 to me, $10 to Heather, and then $5 goes to fees and all that stuff. So like, pretty good deal. Thanks, Heather. All right, item number 8. This is a great one, right? Everybody knows, I think, DVD VHS can sell pretty well. This was also in last weekend's live sales video, or live garage sales video. It was like the first thing I saw when I walked up, basically, was this DVD VHS player sitting there on the table. And so I went and picked it up, had the remote control. Super great to find these things. It was in good shape. They said a couple bucks. So I really don't, they didn't really give me a price on it. What I ended up doing was very similar to that estate sale, just paying $30 for everything. And then when I get home, I kind of assign how much I paid for it. So what I ended up deciding was I paid about $8 for this of the 30, because I ended up selling this for $70, right? So this doubles my money on one item that I bought at this sale. And apparently I missed some Pokemon cards, so it could have even made more money potentially. But right, this is even at $8, turning into $70 is a fantastic flip. Love to get these. All right, items 9 and 10 this week. We'll put one up, and then about halfway through what I'm talking about, I'll put the second one up. But they're both these 8-book box sets. I think it was eight books. But they're great illustrated classics. If you guys don't know, these will sell anywhere from about $1 to $3 each in a bundle. So if you can get 10 of them, something like that, then you can put it up for like $20 or $30, maybe 10 to 30, we'll call it, right? Sometimes they sell for low if they're beat up, but if they're in great shape, they can sell for 30. We'll say it like that. These were in boxes, they're box sets of them. They weren't brand new, but they were new adjacent. So I would call them like in very good condition. Didn't look like some of them had ever been read. A few of them had, but they'd also been stored in not the best conditions over the years. So there was, right, I think I found a dead spider in the box, that kind of thing. So they'd been just sitting for years and years. And I thought I could probably get about $30, $35 plus shipping for each of these. And I was on my phone, started getting offers from a lady for both of them. And I was just being a little too generous, I think. So I think what it ended up coming out to be is like $50 with free shipping, which, right, I was looking for more like, I think like $75 with including shipping. So it's like that was a lot more off than I was expecting to give, and I was happy to sell them to, especially to one person, thinking, oh, it shouldn't cost that much to ship them. It's just media mail. No, it ended up costing over $10 to ship. So I ended up only selling them after shipping for about $40. Now the good news here is that I think the asking price on these was $10 for both boxes total. So right, I'm still going to turn $10 into 40, which is still a really solid flip. I think I just maybe shorted myself a little bit of money there, but that's okay. Still making money. Item number 11, the last item of the week. This one's a quick one, you guys. Star Trek Conquest for the PS2. It's the same story as the one I did earlier where we were at that church sale in the spring and I found it in this big, huge pile that people were going through like crazy. Grabbed it. So I paid $1 for this and sold it for, I think, $10.99 with free shipping, which is going to be about $7 after shipping. All right. So that's going to do it for this week. Like I said, only 11 items. The funny thing is, it is basically the exact same amount as the week before. Last week I sold $372 worth of stuff. This week, $373. The good news here is that I had to sell 18 items last week to get this amount. This week I only sold 11. So like much higher dollar items. This is where I really feel comfortable. Like if it's a nice, easy to ship, easy to test, easy to list item, I don't mind selling it for a little bit more. But otherwise, I really want to focus on the higher dollar. Like I try to get it like $30 or more, unless it's brand new or something like that, right? Something easy. And that's because like I'm part-time. And so I really want to maximize the amount of time I can, or the amount of money I can get out of the small amount of time I put in. Like for example, this week, I think I've only listed like 6 items and it's Wednesday. Normally I'd be at around 18 items, maybe 15 to 18 items, something like that. But just one of those weeks where I just haven't been able to do any listing. So when I do have time to list, I want to be able to maximize it with those high dollar items. And that's really the kind of basis of all my thinking around this. And some of these items just haven't been as good as I'd like them to be, which, sometimes that's okay. I'm trying to learn the category of Tupperware, trying to learn a couple other of these categories as well. But today, like it was a lot of electronics, high dollar. And then books, which I like selling book sets. Those are, again, very easy. They're easy to list. They're easy to ship because there's no moving parts. So like to do those. But yeah, that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about. Looking at the metrics this week, cost of goods sold was $112. So actually pretty high still, even for 11 items. And a lot of that was from that estate sale where I paid up for some of it. And I really wasn't sure of the value of some of the things, so I was like, I'll pay a little bit more, and I'll definitely make over $100 on what I sold. So still a lot of profit to be made. Just probably could have paid a little bit less. Let's see. Total hours in last week was over 11 hours. So it's only going to be about $18 an hour, so pretty low still. In my previous videos, I've told you guys, like I really want to be about $30 an hour is really my baseline where I want to be. And it's been a few weeks since I've been there. Just one of those things. I've heard about the summer slowdown. I would assume that this is part of it because I did list about 24 items last week. Should have been plenty of items to keep the sales going strong and steady, but it really hasn't been. The good news is that I probably have around 230, 240 items listed on eBay right now. So as we go into Q4, those will start to pick up for people ordering things for Christmas time and in the winter time. So I should see a really nice Q4 likely for sales. I've got a bunch of like video game systems that I've been meaning to list as bundles. I'll probably end up putting those up closer to Q4 so that they maximize their value as well. But otherwise, I think that is about it for this week, you guys. Smash that like button if you've enjoyed this content. And if you're interested in subscribing, go ahead and do so. If you're not, that's okay too. I don't mind at all. Once again, my name is Patrick, and thank you very much.